Well, there is another third-party app store lawsuit that is against Google. Yeah, so we had this with Epic Games versus Google for about 3 or 4 years, from 2020 to 2023. There was a big verdict in 2023 that basically is now shaping how Android app stores and payments will work going forward. But I don't know, it sounds like not everything has changed, and maybe not every third-party app store is happy with this. So there is a third-party app store that is called Aptoide. I think I'm saying it correctly, and they brand themselves, as you can see, as the alternative Android app store. Now, I always forget this, but Android was created by Google, so they are the big, huge company over Android. So a lot of Android phones, I think most of them, if not all of them, are going to come with Google Play, the app store, pre-installed, and that is, of course, going to be the main one. So Aptoide, it looks like, is branding itself as kind of an alternative to that app store. Looks like they might also have an Apple app store, but this lawsuit is just for Android, for Google, I should say. And so it says in Aptoide, this is on Wikipedia, unlike the Android default Play Store and iOS default App Store, there is not a unique and centralized store. Instead, each user manages their own store. That is very interesting, and it says this is based out of Portugal. So it sounds like, as I said, they are not too happy with kind of how they have been treated, I guess. And as I look it up, it looks like Aptoide is extremely popular. They have about 200 million users globally, and they've got over 1 million apps. So yes, it's very strong. It looks like it doesn't have a strong presence in the US, but it does have a stronger presence in Europe and South America. And the reason people might prefer that over the Google Play Store is that they can, through this, avoid the 30% fees of the Google Play Store. And this is mainly for developers. But Aptoide sounds like they are suing because things might not be going too well in terms of their dealings with Google, in terms of Google acting as an alleged monopoly, it sounds like. So yes, this is from Reuters, by the way. I've got this linked in the description. It says Aptoide, a Portuguese company that specializes in mobile games and calls itself the world's third largest Android app store, said it would have exerted substantially more pressure on Google's pricing policies, but for Google's anti-competitive chokehold, I've seen that quote thrown around a lot, that shuts out smaller rivals. Basically, this lawsuit, it sounds like, is saying that the third-party app store Aptoide, they are suffering from a lot of harm, and this is because Google is apparently depriving its rivals of exclusive content from top developers, it says. So if you want to get the top games with the top developers, you're more likely going to go with Google Play because it's not going to be allegedly on the Aptoide App Store. So they are filing this in San Francisco federal court, so we will see exactly how this turns out. I've got to think that with the whole Epic Games thing and now this, Google, they could be pretty cautious. Granted, I would assume Aptoide isn't as big as Epic Games, but nonetheless, Google might still have some PTSD from the Epic Games lawsuit. So we will see how this goes.